Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are St. Louis.
The Cardinals have not swept the Phillies at home since 1991. They hope to change that tonight. It's the Philadelphia Phillies and the St. Louis Cardinals. For the sixth time in Fox Sports Midwest history, we present This One's for You. We'll salute our troops throughout our telecast. And tonight we'll be showing you friends and family members here at Busch Stadium of those stationed in northern Afghanistan. A very special night for us and for the troops. This one's for you. And welcome to St. Louis Cardinals baseball, everyone. That's the Mad Hungarian, Al Raboski. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Clearly a very big night for us here at Fox Sports Midwest, but certainly for the troops and their family members, and it's always a fun night.
It really is. We just have so much respect for the men and women of the armed forces. They do such a tremendous job giving us all the liberties and the privileges we have to have our quality of life right here. But these are very, very special people, and they're all Missourians in the National Guard unit, and so we can't thank them enough for their service. And if you are around the world on Armed Forces TV, we thank you for your service also.
Very much, and well put. That's the Mad Hungarian, Al Raboski. I'm Dan McLaughlin. That's his alter ego in Afghanistan, the Hungo in northern Afghanistan. Fox Sports Midwest. What's it like day to day in the military? Al recently found out in a visit at Whiteman Air Force Base.
Out here at Whiteman Air Force Base with Lieutenant Colonel Person, and this is your baby right here, right?
Well, it's the Army's baby, but what we have right here is the A-64 Delta
attack helicopter, the most advanced helicopter in the world. It's proven itself on and off the battlefield. Before we go any further, I'd like to introduce some members of the Missouri Army National Guard right here to my left. At one time, they've all been members of the first of 135th Attack Battalion that's currently at Fort Hood, Texas, going through UFTP, Unit Filling Training Plan. And then sometime this summer, they're going to go across to Southwest Asia and fight the fight. I think it's very important. You know, we work long hours, spend a lot of days, and to see your picture or somebody else that you know on camera just gives a little extra benefit, you know, a little extra motivation. We have 3 weapon systems here. We have the 30mm chain gun, which is right here, 30mm round. We hold 1,200 of those. And you move back here, we don't have any of the rocket pods or the Hellfire launchers because they're all down there at Fort Hood right now. But to the left there, we got the Hellfire missile. It's a laser-guided missile or a radar-guided missile. We can hold up to 8 of those. And it's you put the line of sight on the target, have a laser on there, and you're going to hit the target.
Now, what's the enemy going to think if you see 4 of these in formation coming to fight?
They would probably hunker down. Yeah, get below the ground because, like I said, you can't run the hide anymore. We're going to find you, either daytime or nighttime.
It's a great piece of machinery, but it's still the men and women that are behind it that are the best.
You're absolutely right, Al. It's men and women, and some of these are right here. Men and women right here that you know, just flying it takes a lot of work, but maintaining it even more, because for about 1 every hour of flight time, we have about 18 hours of maintenance. You have a lot of moving parts up here, and these guys to the left of us, they work on them, and I'm flying, and they do an outstanding job. For them to see the 1st 135th ARB and to see the helicopter and from Whiteman, it'll give them that extra motivation that they may need to get through that deployment. It's rough. It's rough on the families. It's rough on individuals, but just to let them know that, hey, we're thinking about them at home, it'll give them that extra mile they need to go.
Watching around the world, Armed Forces Network. Lance Lynn gets the start tonight. Throughout the telecast, we're encouraging fans to head to Twitter and tweet a greeting to the troops with the hashtag This One's For You. Those tweets will be displayed throughout our telecast this evening as we make sure to make this a memorable evening. As far as baseball is concerned, he may be the game's best all-around player in catcher Yadier Molina. Cardinals leadoff man and second baseman Matt Carpenter has emerged to become an all-star. Alan Craig is the RBI machine. He's also an MVP candidate. That trio leads the way as the Cardinals look for a sweep over the Phillies. Coming up on Fox Sports Midwest. World watching tonight. This one's for you on Fox Sports Midwest. And you see the bright colored shirts worn by the family members and the friends of those deployed in northern Afghanistan. The Fox Sports Midwest girls, Kayla and Taryn, helping us out tonight. Take a look at the Phillies lineup. Jimmy Rollins, the switch hitter, leads it off, followed by Michael Young and Chase Utley. Then Delman Young, the right fielder, Darren Ruff, Lance Nix, John Mayberry, Eric Kratz, and the pitcher, Kyle Kendrick. It's been tough against St. Louis. Here's a look at the Cards defense. Again, no Matt Holliday. He hopes to return on Saturday. Shane Robinson has earned more playing time. He's in right field. Matt Adams at first, Yachty behind the plate. And you and I were talking before the game. Big start for this guy, Lance Lynn.
Well, it really is. Lance Lynn, his last time out was his first loss ever at Busch Stadium. He's lost 2 in a row, and he's doing it in such a fashion that his job could be in jeopardy. We'd love to see him turn things around. 18-game winner last year, but he right now needs to pitch well to stay in the rotation.
It's about 3:15 in Afghanistan in the morning. One 135th advanced team of the battalion unit, and we appreciate their service and thank them so very much. Jimmy Rollins leads it off for the Phillies, and he lines it down the left field line. That's a fair ball. That's how we start play tonight. Rollins can still run on his way to second, leadoff double standing up.
And we were also talking not only a very important start for Lance Lynn, but this is a very important start for the team in general. Yes, they have the best record in baseball. They've already won this series, but it's very easy to look ahead to the very tough road trip. Pitch up and away, just kind of slaps it down the left field line for the double. And I think it's very important to see the Cardinals keep on pushing. I'm sure that's what Mike Matheny has said. Be greedy. Try and get the sweep.
Michael Young, trade deadline now less than a week away. His name has been mentioned an awful lot. A fastball and a strike. Looking at a couple things tonight from Cardinals starter Lance Lynn. Fastball command, so throwing strikes, but also just the body language. Cardinals have asked him to stay upbeat and try to move this game along too.
And work at a faster pace. It's a beautiful day in St. Louis. Really catch a break the last couple days with the weather. So it's not that imperative to work so quickly to get your defense off like it would be in scorching in the middle of the summer.
1-1 pitch. Blew it right by him with that fastball.
I've always thought when Lance Lynn is at his best, he really does establish that fastball, particularly the first time through the order. He can make it more than one pitch just by spotting it in different locations, but go out there with a chip on your shoulder.
Two balls, two strikes. He is one of 3 10 or more game winners for St. Louis in their rotation. Shelby Miller improved to 10-6 Tuesday night against the Phillies. Does not turn 23 until October 10th, and that misses low and away. And Shelby in his start really established the fastball. Cardinals would like to see that from Lynn tonight.
Fastball's the best pitch in the game. It sets everything else up. But when you're pitching behind in the count, then it's really hard to throw your secondary pitches and be aggressive. Where is this strike zone?
A double, now a walk to start the game. Didn't miss by much. Foxtrot's. Thought he could have called a strike 2 or 3 different times.
I thought, Lance Lynn just needs to go out there and hit those same locations, and I'm sure he'll win over the umpire. If you constantly hit those spots, maybe you'll change his mind and he'll start calling strikes.
So 2 runners on, and here's Chase Utley. He's starting to get hot. 286 hitter, 13 home runs, and he has driven in 36. This is a lineup and a team that's been decimated by injuries. They're missing Dominic Brown, who leads in just about every offensive category. Ben Revere, their speedster, is out. Ryan Howard is out.
Brown was put on the disabled list today with the concussion syndrome. So that's a 7-day disabled list. He injured himself the first day, but Charlie Manuel's seeing an awful lot of the AAA team come up here, and let's just say they're not having the same success as the Cardinals AAA players.
Here's an 0-2. The reality is, if you're a championship team or organization, for that season it goes beyond just the 25-man roster. You have to have 30, maybe 35 guys at some point over 6 months, maybe even 7 or 8 months, have to chip in.
I remember early in Tony La Russa and Walt Jocketty's reign here in St. Louis, you used the minor leagues to trade and get major league players. You can only do that so long.
And think about how they got Edmonds and Roland and those type of players.
And that's kind of what the Phillies have been doing the last couple of years. But then you reach a point that your farm system is depleted of prospects, and they haven't been real successful in a lot of the draft, the Philadelphia Phillies.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Outfield is straight away. It's a tough right field for Shane Robinson with the early start. That's pulled foul. The early start and the sunshine does play a factor.
Shane will have to contend with those conditions. It's worse for the right fielder, but even the center fielder, John Jay, will have some problems on certain balls.
Already the 14th pitch of the inning for Lance Lynn. Got a big strikeout. Gets Utley. That's a dangerous man down, and it brings in Delman Young.
That's what Lance Lynn needs to bounce like that. Go out there and change speeds a little bit, but change location. Pitch inside earlier in that at bat helped him get the strikeout on a pitch away.
Delman Young, a former #1 overall pick. He's bounced around. He started with Tampa Bay. A couple of stints with Detroit, Minnesota, and now here with the Phillies. Runners at first and second. This is Dimitri's brother. Both were very high draft picks in Major League Baseball.
Delman homered on his first at bat for the Phillies. He was the first to do that since Hector Luna. Remember Hector? He had a grand slam in his first at bat for Philly.
And that's a former Rule 5 pick that really did work out as far as being a guy that could contribute on a Major League roster.
Sure. He's been able to stay at the major leagues off and on for about a decade now, isn't it? Delman hadn't been a bad hitter with runners in scoring position. .310 over his career.
Good pitch in on his hands, just got a piece. Throughout our telecast tonight, Al, we'll be showing you members of those that are deployed in northern Afghanistan, and they'll be wearing the bright yellow shirts, and also we'll have a couple of visits with those that are part of our military to explain exactly what that group is doing over in Afghanistan and how they deal with it, the family members, so on and so forth. We've had some just incredible moments over the years during this telecast.
Always one we really look forward. There was another good pitch. Pitch inside, then followed up with a pitch away, and just a real defensive swing to stay alive.
Many times we have a chance to see the return feed of the soldiers that get the chance to see loved ones for the first time in weeks, months, and for some years. Lynn somehow makes that play. It's a double play. Self-preservation. And it turns into 2. Maybe that jump starts Lance Lynn tonight. Oh, what a rocket off the bat of Delman Young.
Here in the Midwest and in the middle of the morning there in Afghanistan, I want to say from me and my family and all of us, thank you very much for everything you do.
Echo those sentiments. This one's for you. Many times we'll just step back and let the shots and the messages that folks have brought tell you the story of how these families deal with it, their thoughts of their loved ones that are overseas and in northern Afghanistan.
Missouri National Guard unit. And I've talked to several of the soldiers that live in the St. Louis area. Some from Boeing. I got a prosecutor from Cape Girardeau is over there, I believe a major.
Matt Carpenter, the Cardinal leadoff man. Flies to left. Lance Nix is there. One away. Let's meet the Cardinals. 5 in the top 10 in average with runners in scoring position. It's Carpenter, Jay, and Craig who leads all of baseball with runners in scoring position. Then Adams, Molina, Freeze, Robinson, Cosma, and the pitcher Lance Lynn. Phillies defensively, we mentioned the big names that are out. Eric Kratz gets his first start in this series. He's behind the plate for Kyle Kendrick as he faces John Jay with one out. Nobody on here in the home half of the first. Kendrick, good numbers, just like John Lannon. Lannon in Game 2 made the start for the Phillies. Good numbers against St. Louis. Didn't translate to a good start. Lasted 4 innings.
Awful lot of Cardinal batters were new to John Lannon. A few more have seen Kyle Kendrick. Kyle Kendrick basically is a 2-pitch pitcher, a sinker and a changeup. Has a cutter, but he has a little better command and a little better stuff than what we saw the last 2 nights from the Phillies pitchers.
Two pitch. Slowly left side. Young. Safe at first.
Wow. Bill West said he was off the bag.
It's Darren Ruff, the first baseman of the Phillies. Joe West making that call, the crew chief.
Ruff is an outfielder, and he got called to the big leagues when Ryan Howard went on the DL, but I didn't think he pulled his foot, but we'll take a better look at it. Maybe a little bit there coming off the bag, but that ball's not off, or that play is not often called. Trying to sell it a little bit. Joe West didn't buy.
It's an E5 on the play, so Michael Young is 9th air.
Tough air there.
Yeah. So here's Alan Craig. Pretty quick move there by the righty Kyle Kendrick. Craig is batting .327, second in the National League behind his teammate Yadier Molina. 10 home runs. He's third in RBIs with 79.
Kendrick having a little trouble getting the ball down right now.
Bryce Harper with a walk-off homer for Washington this afternoon. They defeat the Pirates. So the Cardinals at the start of play. 2 games in front of Pittsburgh. Could be 2.5 before the night is through. Pirates tied it up, and then in that 9th inning, bottom half, Washington wins it. They needed that win desperately. Washington, the Phillies, New York, Miami, all under the 500 mark in the National League East. I am shocked how poor that division has played this year. They've very, very much played poor baseball, really, from the opening pitch of the season.
Phillies have lost 4 straight. Washington stopped a 6-game losing streak. I think this is a very important game for the Cardinals. Very easy to look ahead and see the upcoming road trip. Mike Matheny is trying to make him concentrate on this one here and close this out with a sweep.
1-2 pitch. Alfonso Soriano not in the lineup for Chicago, and the speculation is that a deal is awfully close for Soriano to head back to New York, join the Yankees.
Yeah, earlier this week he gave a list of teams that he would accept a trade to.
2-2 pulled foul.
If the season were to end today, the Cardinals' upcoming road trip, all three opponents would be in postseason play.
And the Cardinals essentially are 10.5 games away from being out of the playoffs because of the added wild card. That's how well the Cardinals have played and where they stand right now in Major League Baseball. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. See if they want to start the runner, John Jay.
You've got a sinker baller on the mound. I would assume you would.
Outfield is deep straight away. John Jay, the runner at first.
I assumed it, and so did Kyle Kendrick. Start that runner to avoid hitting into a double play. Alan Craig doesn't strike out that much, so
there goes John Jay, and a ground ball to the right side. So they start the runner, avoid the double play, and a chance for Matt Adams. You know, many times you see a right-handed bat, and the second base position is the one that would cover on a potential steal. Well, they started the runner, and yet Utley stayed put.
You know, a lot of times today, it is crazy the stats that they have where they'll change defensive alignments just by the count. And maybe a situation there, if it was earlier in the count, second base would have been covering the throw. But thinking, if I'm going to pitch him away, then I'll go ahead and keep my second baseman in his vicinity and have the shortstop cover. It has gotten way too technical.
0-1 pitch to Adams. Utley is on the outfield grass. 0-2 with 2 down. Matt Adams last night base hit into right that scored 2. He's now driven in 29 in limited time.
Jim Hayes was talking about yesterday where Matt Adams was involved in bunting drills. With the man on second base, Michael Young, the third baseman, has to stay fairly close to the third base bag, so they can't put that real exaggerated shift on where Mike Matheny was saying, hey, sometimes you got to take a look, just try and drop a bunt down the third base line if they have that extreme shift on.
2-2 on Matt Adams. Jim Edmonds was awfully good at dropping down that bunt. Try to beat the shift. From 0-2, work the count full. The Cardinals head to Atlanta after the ball game this evening, and it's Wainwright going against his former team tomorrow night, Mike Minor. 9-5 getting the start for the Braves.
Adams had good success against the team that originally signed him.
3-2 pitch to Matt Adams. Ground ball. Utley makes the play. Cardinals strand a runner. We played 1 inning. This one's for you on Fox Sports Midwest. We do it. This one's for you, and Jim Hayes is in the stands with a very special guest. Jim.
Yeah, this is the Phillips family. Wife Christine, your husband just saw you. First, introduce your whole family.
Okay, this is our oldest son, Trevor, our daughter, Emily, and our son, Wade, and a family friend, Gabe.
And your husband just saw you. Your dad just saw you. What do you want to say to him?
We just want to tell him we love him and we can't wait until he comes home.
And what about you? What do you want to say to your dad?
Be safe over there and try to have fun.
And for your husband to have a little taste of home watching Cardinal baseball, what do you think that means to him? And then the cherry on top of course, is seeing his family.
I think they really enjoy it. I think they like to have something from home just to cheer them up and help them get through the day.
And you are really supporting your husband because there's props. Dan and Al, how about this? They have props made up for Sergeant First Class Phillips.
Very nice.
And
nicely done.
For the whole headquarters company.
For the whole company, Dan.
All right. Also called the First Attack. 135th Attack Reconnaissance Battalion. They're in a year-long deployment to Afghanistan. And Sergeant First Class Phillips, thank you for your service, and God bless all of you. And thank you very much for getting up early. And I'm sure that was nice to see your family. Right field, and that's out of play.
Just to help to explain what is going on is the battalion has been at Fort Hood for the last 4 months. There was an advance team in Afghanistan, but now they're all in Afghanistan. They left early this week from Fort Hood. They were in training for longbow. They're now qualified. And it's my understanding also that there's 5 or 6 different battalions that have gone through this training at Fort Hood, and the 135th was by far the most exceptional. I heard that straight from the colonel.
Strikeout of Darren Ruff, and here is Lance Nix. And you see on the bottom of your screen that crawl, the Twitter feed that we have happening right now. Hashtag this one's for you. And that's at FS Midwest.
And most of the members did have a leave right before deploying. And I had talked to several members down in Fort Hood that over the 4th of July weekend they had leave. And a lot of them came home, and a lot of them came to Busch Stadium to see the Cardinals play.
Tell us about that patch on the front of your shirt.
Well, when I was at Fort Hood, there was a bunch of the guys from the St. Louis area. There's about 3 different patches, and the 135th Aviation King of Death. This kind of looks like the St. Louis group. They've got the Cardinal logo on this, the arch, and it really just kind of signifies their first attack team. So this is the patch. I've been wearing it today, and they gave it to me, the St. Louis contingent, and I appreciate that very much. They are, you know, the Apache helicopter is an awesome machine, and when that flies over, like Colonel Burson said, that everybody hunkers down. They know the sound. Used to know that, used to move around at night, and then they found out that the U.S. owns the night.
Strikeout of Nixon. Now it's John Mayberry Jr. hitting .255, 7 home runs, and he is driven in 27. So Lance Lynn has settled in here in the second inning after that rocket off the bat of Delman Young turned into a double play. He struck out 3 of the first 7 he has seen. No score, Cards and Phillies from Busch Stadium here in St. Louis. 1 ball, the 2 strikes, 2 outs, and nobody on. There's a liner into right center field. Jay won't get to it. He's able to cut it off and hold Mayberry to a single. Cardinals made a roster move today, and that was Mark Zipchinski. The lefty has been called up. He's back in the bullpen. Carlos Martinez sent back down to AAA Memphis. The pitch location
right off the end of the bat, just elevated a little bit. And how about John Jay out there playing in his 242nd errorless game?
Eric Kratz, 224 hitter, 8 home runs, 1 of those against St. Louis earlier this year, and he is driven in 22.
They were carrying 3 catchers for a while because both Ruiz and Kratz have had stints on the disabled list this year.
Fastball after fastball so far from Lance Lynn.
That's fine with me because he can make his fastball more than 1 pitch, moving it around. You know, he can throw the 4-seam or a 2-seamer. But if he just spots the ball, when he's missing, he's not missing by much. Ball away.
Two and 2 the count.
It's hard to tell when Lance has a man on base, but it does seem like his picked up pace a little bit, working a little quicker.
Full count on Kratz. A pitch at 95. Good velocity tonight from Lance Lynn. Not just on the gun, but also just seeing some of these swings a little tardy.
Oh, you can see some of the movement too on his pitches. Fastball away again.
Runner off with the pitch, and it's fouled back. Jake Peavy made a start today, 7+ innings, 4 hits,
7-4 win over the Detroit Tigers for the White Sox, and many believe he's on the move. Boston could be in the mix there. Some believe St. Louis.
Yeah, I've heard St. Louis with Jake Peavy. Great competitor. Injuries have taken a toll over the years. And still trying to get the third strike by him.
There's a broken bat, and that'll stay fair. Long throw, and Freese makes the play. This one's for you on Fox Sports Midwest.
All that you do. Enjoy the game. This one's for you.
Sixth time we've done this on Fox Sports Midwest. Molina, Freese, and Robinson for the Cardinals. No Carlos Beltran in the lineup tonight. A little bit of a rut. He's 2 for his last 16. Molina leading the league in hitting at .339, and last night his third at bat in the game. It was career at bat number 4,000. 23rd most in Cardinals history. Number catches your attention. 4,000 at bats for Yachty.
Sure does.
Cardinals will go with Joe Kelly. That's official on Saturday in Atlanta. Remember, the Cardinals have 5 games in 4 days against the Pirates. Doubleheader, makeup date. As Yachty hits it out of play, and the Cardinals have a couple of options in that spot. There's a look at Joe. He'll start Saturday against Atlanta. The Cardinals could go with Tyler Lyons or even Michael Wacha. That's an option as well. Michael pitched extremely well in his last time out.
Carlos Martinez, who's been sent down to start, will not be eligible because he would have to be down for 10 days.
And there's a grounder taken by Utley. He's been busy tonight. Third ground ball hit his way, and that's out number one.
Kendrick is rolling. He'll get those ground balls.
Can only imagine the emotions, not just for the families that are here tonight, but those that are serving our country in Afghanistan and seeing their son, their daughter, husband or wife, grandson, granddaughter. Tom Mee, our director tonight, will be panning that portion of the stadium, and there's an awful lot of family members and friends. They are scattered just a bit, but we hope to get majority of them. There's a strike to David Freese. Could you imagine just being that soldier and seeing that shot right there? One ball, one strike. David Freese has been on a roll, 9 for his last 26.
This will be one of the last battalions to go, and I know talking with the CO and the XO, they were hopeful that they'd turn out the lights in Afghanistan, as our combat troops are supposed to return middle of next year. But the one thing that struck me, and I confirmed it with the brass, is that this is really a close-knit battalion. For every hour of flying on the Apache helicopter, you have about 18 hours of maintenance. And I was talking to some of the warrant officers, the pilots of the helicopters, and they, were talking about how much pride they had in their maintenance crews, and I said, well, you better. And they agreed, but it just seemed like everybody got along. Everybody looked so professional, and we're just wonderful young men and women, and we can't thank them enough for the job they do.
3-2 pitch to Freese.
Kid's got it down, boy. The cheers.
To the backstop and a walk to David Freese with one out here in the home half of the second. Brings in the right fielder Shane Robinson, who is 7 for his last 17 and earning the playing time he's receiving now.
Talking with the Phillies, he really impressed everyone with his speed and his defensive abilities last night. Made a real nice running catch, got a great jump. And as you said, he's earning more playing time.
It was short lead at first by David Freese. And that's a double play. Lynn did it, and now Kendrick turns the trick as he turns 2.
to the troops. I am with Lieutenant Colonel Thomas J. Burson. He's a guy that is in charge of the division that includes the 135th. And Lieutenant Colonel, Al was talking about how close-knit of a group these guys are, and you know firsthand about that. What is the bonding process like for these guys?
Well, I tell you what, to fly the most elite attack helicopter in the world, it's just not the pilots do it. You got the maintainers, you got the crew chiefs, you got the refuelers, you got the armament personnel, you got the spark chasers, you got the medical personnel, you got the admin, you got the flight ops. Like I said, it's just not one person that makes that aircraft deploy onto one of the most austere environments in the world, and that's Afghanistan.
Yeah, and these guys are in the stuff. I mean, it's dangerous every second there, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Like I said, they're in the most austere environment in the world. I know that firsthand. I've been there, done that, got that T-shirt. And right now, seeing what's going on now with the game and the sports structure that Cardinals are showing to them, I mean, it's just like an adrenaline shot in the arm.
And it's not just the sacrifice and commitment of the men and women that are there, but the families are involved in that, obviously, too.
You're exactly right. I mean, it's hard to deploy as a soldier, but it's even harder for the family members that are back home. Like Dorothy said on The Wizard of Oz, there's no place like home.
Lieutenant Colonel, thank you for keeping us safe.
You're welcome.
Guys?
All right, Jim, thank you. Here's Jimmy Rollins, top of the lineup for the Phillies, as he takes a ball low. Al, you have been a busy man. It was Memorial Day. You visited the base at Whiteman Air Force Base, and last week, soldiers at Fort Hood, Texas, before they left for Afghanistan. And I'm sure that's just an eye-opening experience.
Yeah, it was my pleasure to go down there and just you look at these young men and women and just they all look, you know, just perfect specimens, just what you'd say the all-American kids, and they're out there. People forget how young most of them are.
This will be pitch number 50, and Lance Lynn has recorded 7 outs.
And I go back to, you know, my days in the National Guard. You know, it was what we call the weekend warriors during the Vietnam era. But it was, for lack of a better word, it was kind of a joke. And now you look at these men and women, and they're on the front lines and a vital part of our defenses.
Second walk issued by Lynn. 1 out walk here at the top of the third. It brings in Michael Young. You know, baseball is such a sport in which you look back at the numbers because the dimensions really haven't changed. You know, when you think 60 feet 6 inches, the base is the same distance. Now, you can make the case with the ball being woven tighter and harder core, and the bats are better, players are bigger. However, it is what ties the game generation after generation. And think about some of the numbers that some of our great baseball players would have had if they did not have to go serve in war.
Ted Williams.
Yep.
Is one that comes to mind. We fought not only World War II, but also Korea.
Same with Jerry Coleman.
Jerry Coleman, our good buddy, second baseman for the Yankees, broadcaster extraordinaire for Padres. I did a speech for the Navy, and I can't remember what, a couple of years ago, it was 236 or whatever it was, birthday of the Navy, and I did a little research on how many ball players actually were baseball players and combat veterans, and it just, you know, it was over 200 players. A lot of the minor leagues during the 40s, 50s, and everything. Stan Musial was in the Navy. Yogi Berra, you know, I mean, Bob Feller. Still, anytime you talk to Bob Feller, boy, he was just adamant to talk about his his time in the Navy and what respect he had for the armed forces.
Saw a jersey the other day. Still had dirt on it, and it still had the sweat-stained jersey of Stan Musial. Wool for the Navy All-Stars. And I talked with his grandson the other day, and I said, with everything that Stan accomplished in his life and all the awards, what was the greatest for him? And he said, well, Medal of Freedom was big, but he also talked about what his service to our country meant to him with the Navy, how proud he was of what he did, what he accomplished. 4 years ago, he received an award. Lou Brock went to receive that for Stan the Man, and he said that was one of his greatest awards at that time, even just 4 years ago. Strikeout of Michael Young. If you're a Cardinal fan in St. Louis or Afghanistan, you love this. Cardinals are off to just a tremendous season, 61-37. Make a case, they're the best team in baseball. The Cardinals have been playing very well in the month of July, and they've turned it up a notch or two here at home. 9-1 in July, and much of that due to the fact that they have hit so well with runners in scoring position.
Got the best record in baseball. Comedy Central is no longer. If the season were to end today, all three of the top finishers in the National League Central would be representing the National League. Cardinals are champions of the Central, and 1 and 2 Pirates in Cincinnati would be wild cards.
Stolen base for Jimmy Rollins. No chance for Yachty. An easy steal.
When we talk about it, you steal off a pitcher. Here's a great example. He was already into his second stride before that ball was ever released out of Lance Lynn's hand.
10th steal for Jimmy Rollins.
Been caught 6 times, so not a good percentage, but he picked it the right time then.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. This is outside. Utley struck out first time up. And Utley will be 34 coming up. You have an aging Jimmy Rollins. Howard is hurt. Pitching staff is an older unit. What point does Ruben Amaro, the general manager, just say with Charlie Manuel, gave it a go this year, couldn't stay healthy, and maybe it's time to take a different look and approach with our organization?
One of the problems they have right now is their farm system really is depleted.
And that would be the point. Maybe trade some of these aging stars for prospects. Walk to Chase Utley, and that's 3 walks handed out by Lance Lynn. Twitter.
Dayton, Ohio, so this game also is on Armed Forces TV. There's a little taste of home.
Two runners on for Delman Young. Lined out to Lynn, turned into a double play. That was back in the first. Pitch count at 62 already for Lance Lynn. 2 walks in this inning, 3 total in the game.
4 strikeouts, but it's kind of nullified by the walks.
There's a liner into right. Hustling Robinson over. Can't get there, but it's a foul ball. 0-2.
Out of a little talk with Lance Lynn as Shane tried to get over there as quick as possible. Had a good beat on it, but foul ball, no harm. Tillman Young is the one that lined the ball right back at Lance Lynn, a self-defense stab, and turned it into a double play to end the first.
Ground ball and Freeze. Race to the bag, and he beats Jimmy Rollins to third. Phillies strand 2. They've stranded 4 in 3 innings of play. Cardinal sponsors who have generously donated their time, allowing us to focus on our brave Missouri troops in Afghanistan. Many of their family and friends are with us tonight at Busch, as you've seen, joined by fans at home, in Missouri, and all over the world, supporting our troops. Strike 2, Pete Kozma underway in the home half of the third. Good sinking action on that pitch. One-two pitch to Kozma. That's lined into right field, base hit. Well, Pete has had a couple of good nights offensively. Let's see if that jump starts him here at the end of July.
4-game hitting streak for Pete. He's now 5 for his last 12. And on the homestand, he's 7 for 17. So didn't hit it very far. Hits it off the end of the bat, but it just flares over the Utley at second base into right field for a base hit, the first for the Cardinals tonight.
Lynn has been very good with the sacrifices this year. That's number 9. And Kozma's in scoring position for Matt Carpenter.
Oh, Dan, it's bunting is easy.
Cardinals score 6, you can score any size coffee, fountain, or frozen drink, just 50 cents next day. Mobile on the Run. Cardinals have teamed up with Mobile on the Run for $6 tickets. Dodgers are in town. Cardinals.com/6. Cardinals.com/6. Carpenter flied out to left, first time up. This has been the story of the Cardinals. Runners in scoring position. An amazing clip. Nearly 60 points higher than the next team.
And right around that 340 number, and Detroit's about 280, right?
That's correct. And Colorado's around 260 in the National League, so even better inside their own league. Oh, 1 pitch to Matt Carpenter. Big gap in right center.
Matt Carpenter swings the bat. It's hard to defense him. Uses all the field.
And Carpenter with a base hit into right. They'll test Delman Young. He'll fire from right field. Cardinals have the lead 1-0. Carpenter drives in number 50.
That's a remarkable total for Carpenter. 50 RBIs out of leadoff spot, scoring Cosmo. And the sacrifice by Lance Lynn is right there in the middle of that scoring opportunity. Made sure it cleared the infield. Then he's coming on home. Oquendo is so aggressive at third base. Delman Young, last 5 years in the American League, really had an outstanding throwing arm. He had the second to most assists to Gordon of Kansas City. That'll make some of those guys happy. Got a bunch of Kansas City Royals fans.
That's driven into right center field. That'll get down. Carpenter nearly slipped around second. He'll be waved in. Jay flying towards third. 2-0 St. Louis.
Once you talk about the Cardinals with men in scoring position, things started happening. John Jay drives in his 39th run. Right down the middle, just a little bit in. He turns on it, hits it all the way wall. By the time Delvin Young gets it back to the cutoff man, it's a triple and an RBI for John Jay.
Here's Craig. Grounded out to second on a 3-2 pitch, his first time up.
That's not even fair. It's not even challenging enough for him.
Infield is drawn in. How about Matt Carpenter? 50 RBIs now, and with that run scored, he's at 79 to lead the National League.
He is doing a phenomenal job in that leadoff spot.
Must be a book on Craig going to right field, I guess, against Kendrick or this type of pitcher, because Utley is staying back. And remember what happened when there was a runner and they started him from first? He was the one that stayed put at second.
Right.
So he's not charging in on the infield. He stayed back. (3-0) on Craig.
Well, you can see they're pitching. They're going to be pitching Alan Craig away, and in their mind, it's not the worst thing to walk him. Set up a double play ball for a ground ball pitcher.
Walk to Craig.
That is something, too, Dan, that is phenomenal about Alan Craig and the Cardinals. They're not going to expand their zone and get themselves out. They'll accept the walk and just turn it over to the next guy, where they all have great confidence in the next guy being able to drive in the runners.
And when you've had the kind of success that Craig has had, and he talked about this with me over the weekend, he said it's very easy to get over anxious because, not that it's come easy, but you've had the success. You want to do it again and again. Don't expand your zone, though.
It's a great point because, especially for a young player, he knows he's having a great career. So at times you kind of force and try and do a little too much, and that's a real mistake when you do so.
One out. Runners at the corners. Matt Adams. Another point to be made about Matt Carpenter, adding him up here. That's now 18 RBIs in July for Carpenter. One ball, one strike. Did you look at that at bat by Craig as them pitching around?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Craig to get to Adams, set up the potential double play.
And it also explains why Utley is
Sure.
the one playing bat, because they're working away. And if he tried to expand his zone, he might push it to that side or right at the second baseman.
Well, here's a good chance for the big man. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I just kind of look the way Matt Adams is taking pitches, that he looks like he, is in control. Did ground out the second the first time up, but I think he's feeling very good about himself. Knows he can do a lot of damage. If he gets a pitch that he can drive, but a lot of times you're trying to hit a sinker that you drive it right into the ground.
More times than not, we've seen Adams. It seems like sometimes he's pulling off pitches right now. Would you agree?
Yes, and there's a changeup there that had good action away from him. So you're a little bit ahead of it. It's going to look like you're pulling off the pitch. The more he uses all the field, the better hitter he'll become.
A 2-2. Ooh, just missed inside.
And I had a nice conversation again with Rich Doobie, the pitching coach for Philadelphia. And he paid almost the ultimate compliment to the Cardinal hitters. Said they just have an unbelievable approach to hitting. And he said this is just a very disciplined offense.
Runner goes from first, and Adams spoils the pitch.
And they just do so many things to really work the pitcher and work him in a positive way for the offense, negative way for him as a pitching coach. And the one thing he also paid a compliment to all the Cardinal pitchers, particularly the young kids, because remember he's got all those young arms in the bullpen. And he's saying everyone, the Cardinal pitchers are throwing downhill. They've got that downhill approach.
Adams hits it out of play again.
And he says his pitchers, are flat. And the difference of trying to hit a ball that's on a downward plane and one that just flattens out, that just stays straight, is the difference of success at the big league level and really where his pitchers aren't ready for the big league scene.
Three-two pitch again to Matt Adams. Adams rips it into right. A run will score. Craig on his way to third. Another outstanding example of an unforgiving at-bat from the Cardinals. Matt Adams picks up the RBI, and it's 3-0.
That's Matt Adams' 30th RBI. See the ball up and gets on top of it, but he pulls it through. So John Jay scores. That's the third run for the Cardinals, and first for third for Alan Craig. He's running on the 3-2 pitch. Easily he'll scoot over to third.
Cardinals beat up on the Phillies last night. They took game one, and you just wonder right now in the back of the Phillies' minds, it's uh-oh, here we go again.
Rich Doobie out there to talk to Kyle Kendrick. They know he's one of their best pitchers right now.
Exactly.
And he's struggling, and they've got a tough road trip. They're not playing very well on the road. The Phillies have dropped 4 straight. They've only won. They're 23-31 on the road, and their biggest problem has been the National League Central. They're 9-17 in the Central.
One out, runners at the corners.
And they go to Detroit from here.
Here's Yadier Molina. Lost the bat, and nearly a nice play made by Michael Young on the bat. It was Freeze last night. He lost the bat into the green seats, and Yadi loses this one.
I think Sam Holbrook, our third base umpire, is supposed to charge that line drive bat.
That's right.
Sam, by the way, has a business, sells fishing lures.
I need to talk to him.
No, you're right. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a big Kentucky Lake.
Really? Take it easy on him, too, next time he's behind the plate.
Get a better deal, huh?
You got it. We could be bribed up here. Here's an 0-1 pitch to Yadi. Molina skies one. As Rollins stands under it, makes the catch. 2 away. Eighth man to come to the dish for the Cardinals, David Freese. Again, you could tweet us at FS Midwest. Sergeant Tompkins. Two outs, runners at the corners. Take away the first 3 to 4 weeks of the regular season, David Freese has been just fine. Nothing spectacular, but fine. Did have the 20-game hit streak. 1-0 pitch. Drops in for a strike.
And since May 17th, he's hit 309 with 29 RBIs. So, David, you can expect the second half to get his numbers a little more normal and get that RBI total where we all want it to be.
Freeze, a broken bat, and that is just foul. Awfully close.
Sure you don't want to say one last thing about Sam Holbrook?
Amazing thing about those lures, Al, is that apparently they'll snap your line anytime a fish gets on them. Come on, Sam.
Over the bag.
You're better than that, Sam. Although he did make the right call.
That's beside the point.
One ball, 2 strikes on David Freese. One-two pitch to Freese. They're straight away. On the outside corner, he strikes out. 8 men that come to the plate for St. Louis. 5 reach base. Matt Carpenter drives in number 50, scores another run. The big man got in the act. Matt Adams, 3-0 after 3. 3-run lead for Lance Lynn and the Cardinals. It's Ruff, Nix, and Mayberry.
See if Lance can't pick up the pace a little bit, throw more strikes.
Especially after being given a 3-run lead.
Sounds so cliche, but it is a shutdown inning. And you could see him really spinning off towards first base again. That's when he loses command of his pitches.
Keeps looking down at his hand as that's in there for a strike. Ball maybe slipping, just not having a very good grip.
You could just see too how when he goes towards home plate, he has control. When he really falls towards first, he slings the ball a little more, gets underneath it, and doesn't have the command of the strike zone. He's always going to fall somewhat, but drive towards the plate, and then after you land, you can fall towards first.
Liner, and that's foul. Ruff may have broken his bat, struck out swinging first time up. Lynn has walked 3. He has struck out 4. Again, you can tweet us and tweet to the troops, and hopefully it makes it on our screen. They're watching in Afghanistan, watching around the world tonight. At FS Midwest, hashtag this one's for you. Fourth walk issued by Lance Lynn. Let's check in with Jim Hayes.
Yeah, Major Paul Boyd is deployed overseas. His wife Donna and son Hayden are here missing him. In fact, I know you said you were counting down. You said he's been gone 125 days, counting training and deployment. How long till he gets home?
275.
You got it down to the exact day. He's an attorney serving overseas, kind of unique. Why did he choose to serve? Why was it important to him?
It's important to him to protect the rights and freedoms of all, whether it's the U.S. citizens or the citizens of Afghanistan.
Hayden, I know you miss your dad. He may be watching right now. Hopefully he is. What would you like to say to your dad?
Miss you, love you, come home safe. See you soon.
Guys, thank you for your sacrifice. We appreciate it. Dan, Al?
Thank you, Jim. Good job as always, and not to be overlooked, the ones that are still stateside and the families, sons, the daughters. There's a chopper towards second, out there, no play at first. Lance Nix hits into a fielder's choice, and that's the first out.
I remember a couple of years ago we had a wife that was also in the service, but she was stateside. She was here at home with the kids, and her husband was deployed. The next year there was a reversal.
Right. Now with Skype, remember we first started doing this, it was only via satellite that we would be able to see those pictures, and now with Skype it's become a little easier for those loved ones to connect. And last year we had a shot that was about 7-8 seconds delay, and now it's only a couple of seconds because of Skype. There's a swing and a miss by John Mayberry, and we had a young lady in here last year. Her husband was deployed in Afghanistan, and she had not seen her husband in over a year. And we were able to show that in a very emotional interview, overcome with emotion and happiness and seeing her husband.
Remember Shelby and William? William was deployed. He was catching.
There's a single into center field.
He had the mask on and the gear, and he was catching the first pitch.
That was last year, right?
Shelby, yep. Shelby, and then William got down and proposed to her. And then over the weekend, they got married.
This past week?
This past weekend, they got married and had him on the pregame show again.
Hopefully they didn't have to do Bird is the word.
No, they did not.
Here's Eric Kratz with one out, runners at first and second. 179 with runners in scoring position. If Lance Lynn ever needed a double play, it's right here. After the Cardinals gave him a 3-run lead. Leadoff walk, ground out, now a single. Ground ball and a base hit. Sneaks out to left. They'll test Alan Craig. Throw to the plate, not in time. And it's 3-1. RBI for the 8th place hitter, Eric Kretz. So walk and 2 hits in the inning, and the Phillies are on the board.
Playing up the middle a little bit, pulls it through the hole, and really didn't hit it hard enough. Alan Craig makes a strong throw. It hits the runner, but thankfully it just stayed around the catching box area. So they get on the scoreboard, and Lance Lynn is doing everything that you don't want to see a pitcher do after getting 3 runs in support.
Kendrick showing bunt, looks at his strike. Strike 2.
Now you got to go for the strikeout. See if they take the bunt off, or as he bunt here with 2 strikes, but showing surprising he had 8 sacrifices the way he was bunting at those 2 offerings. Elevate the ball. They elevate the ball, trying to get the pop up.
Lynn can go to third. Out there, back to first. How about a double play? Ho! Lynn, Fraze, Carpenter. The troops, they'll enjoy this one. The double play, the second turn by the Cardinals tonight.
For your great support to our country. Enjoy the ball game. This one's for you.
Adam Wainwright going tomorrow for the Cardinals in Atlanta. Cardinals lead it 3-1. Now, you talked about it. Here's what we saw last year.
Shelby was throwing out the ball. She kind of wondered why they picked her, and this is why. She didn't know that William had returned, and then William still had a little surprise for her also, as he will get down on one knee eventually. Long hug, long deployment, but they actually got married, got engaged right there on the field, and then they got married this past Saturday. And I just got confirmation they're still married.
Shane Robinson at the plate.
There you go. Very nice young couple.
I don't know if you saw it, but over the 4th of July, we were in Los Angeles. ESPN ran a series of YouTube videos of those type of scenarios in which servicemen and women came home and surprised their loved ones. I saw it 6 times. I couldn't stop crying every time.
I saw one recently where the wife and kids were on a beach scene or something like that, and the husband came up in scuba gear, in fatigues, and surprised the heck out of her.
The part that always got me in watching that feature was there was a boy, my guess is probably 2 or 3, and just so innocently says, "I've missed you, Daddy." Just almost, where you been? Gave him a big hug, and I mean, man. That's when I see those shots of what we have tonight. I just heart goes out to them.
Yeah, little girls want to see dad or mom. A lot of the moms have been deployed too.
3-2 pitch. Robinson, a single into center field. Let's take in some of the families here at the ballpark.
Sergeant Kendall's got some fans out there.
You bet.
I remember talking to a couple of kids. They were saying they were going to have 45 family and friends here.
This is done with the work of Mike Helling, our producer, Tom Mee, our director, Brian McCann, Keith O'Brien, David McCorney, executive producer Kevin Landy, Jeff Goldman. Danny Martinez helping us out.
How big will that little girl be when Dad comes back?
You know, tonight we had a number of first pitches. One of those was Taylor Helt, daughter of Corporal Eric Hart. And he's from Herman, Missouri. He was killed in Iraq. 7 when she died. She's now in high school. And the Joshua Chamberlain Society supports troops that are severely wounded in combat or those that have passed away. It's the Joshua Chamberlain Society. I know John Mabry is very much a supporter of that. They have a number of fundraisers throughout the city and the state of Missouri that you can get involved with, but it directly goes to families that have seen a loved one killed in action.
John has that skeet shoot that benefits them. I've met those people and they do tremendous work.
Two balls and 2 strikes, and you made me think of that when you said, well, I wonder how big that little girl will be. Well, she was 7 when her father passed away, and now junior at Washington High School.
Last night when we had a lot of the Gold Star families were here, and a lot of the children, like 23 children of either mom or dad, had passed away in combat. Nice to see those kids out at the ballpark enjoying a little bit of fun in life. And somebody's on the phone.
Runner goes, and that's driven out to center. Shane Robinson has to retreat back to the bag at first. Lance Lynn, his 9th sacrifice back in the 3rd, and really set up a big inning for the Cardinals by just doing the little things.
Now, we talked a little bit about it last night with Jimmy Rollins. You know how that even with 1 out, you can do this, put a man in scoring position with 2 outs because you have a good RBI man in Jimmy Rollins for the Phillies, and we have the same with Carpenter.
So 2 outs. Brings in Matt Carpenter.
It's easy to bunt. Look at how he had that good form. You flex with the knees, you have the barrel of the bat a little bit higher, you catch the ball with the bat, soft hands, it deadens it. Very nice form. 2 of them today for Lance Lynn. Saw that one sign for Warrant Officer Little. I remember meeting him at Fort Hood. He was one to tell me he had a bunch of family and friends that'd be here.
Carpenter with a high fly ball out to left. Lance Nix puts it away. The families of those serving our country as we head to break.
Reconnaissance Battalion and Task Force Reaper. Can't tell you how proud I am to be a part of such a great group of individuals representing Missouri and the United States Army. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife Julie and children Patrick, Anthony, and Teresa. Love you all. Be home soon. Thank you for your support, Missouri. Go Cards!
Major Ryan Lathan has joined us. And he was with his 12-year-old, I believe. Is that your 12-year-old that was just in your lap?
Yeah, it's my 12-year-old daughter, Hannah.
Well, get her back here.
Hannah, you've been requested.
You're a major in our military. You've got people that listen to you, beck and call. You can't get your 12-year-old back here?
Yeah, my kids don't listen to me real well, Dan. I don't know what it is.
Well, what does this night mean to you as we get a look at Jimmy Rollins? What does this night mean to you? And then try to explain what it means to those that are watching over in Afghanistan.
Well, it means a lot to me because the Cardinals mean a lot to us, especially in terms of soldiers when you're deployed. It's a little piece of home. It's a break from the the stress and the strain and it really even the mundane things that go on over there. It's a way to get back home, to reconnect with the family, to reconnect with your hometown.
Where are you from originally?
Jefferson City.
And why did you enlist?
Well, a long time ago, I was in college, and I decided I wanted to become an Army officer. And I went through ROTC at Lincoln University in Jefferson City. And here I am 19 years later, Major in the National Guard.
I'm going to pull on your chair.
That's
here,
fine.
Major, so don't knock me over. Except we have to make sure and get that beautiful girl of yours in our shot so we can see her as well. She is one of 5 kids for you. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And how does your family deal with your military service? Meaning, when you are deployed, what is that like? What's a family go through?
Well, a family goes through more than we do. It's surprising how fast things go over there because you're into the routine, you're into your job, you're into the mission, and time really does fly. For the families, it's slow. You know, the dad's gone, the husband's gone, and I'm very lucky to have just a very, very strong, supportive wife, one who puts up with me and who puts up with these 5 scallywags that I have.
And what are the age ranges of your children?
Well, my oldest is 20, and my youngest is 3 months.
Oh, wow. 3 months. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
And describe from your perspective of trying to communicate with your family, because we were talking about this earlier. Skype has changed things a little bit, obviously email, but how do you try to do that, communicate with your family when you are deployed?
Well, it has changed a lot. My first deployment was back in the 90s to Bosnia when I was on active duty, and there it was letters still. Believe it or not, it was some emails when you could get it, but for the most part it was letters. Then in 2004 I went to Iraq, and then, you know, it was email. You could email. There was no Skype yet. And then I go to Afghanistan in 2010, and it's Skype, it's Twitter, it's Facebook, it's almost like being home sometimes, because you can communicate instantly, which is good and bad sometimes, because you know it's good because you know what's going on, but then it's bad because you have to get wrapped up in sometimes the daily pressures of home too, as well as being over there.
Lance Lynn, nice play. As we head to a break, Major, what would you like to say to the servicemen and women over there right now?
First, hey, thank you so much. Stay safe. Get home soon. Everybody here loves you and misses you.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
God bless you. Thank you.
You bet. This one's for you on Fox Sports Midwest. Wonderful sponsors, not just the people that have put all this together from Fox Sports Midwest, but our sponsors have said, look, we understand the importance of this, and we want to make sure that we're part of it as well, to thank our troops. Many of their family and friends are with us tonight at Busch, joined by fans at home in Missouri, all over the world supporting our troops. Cardinal sponsors have donated their time, allowing us to focus on our brave Missouri troops in Afghanistan.
Not surprising, is it?
Not at all. We thank them very much for their support throughout the years, and again this season and tonight. John Jay has reached on an air. Also an RBI triple and a run scored. That was back in the third. Ground ball that's hit to second. Taken there by Chase Utley. And that's the first out here in the home half of the fifth.
Now, Kendrick's been getting that sinker working, just the problems he had in the third inning. It's allowed 5 hits, and 4 of them came in the third when the Cardinals scored all 3 runs. See if they pitch to Allen this time with nobody on. I would suspect they would.
Key out in this game was Molina up with runners at the corners and only 1 out. Kendrick got him to pop out, and it could have been a bigger inning. That's ripped, but fouled.
We saw why he didn't throw too many curveballs there.
He said it hit me.
Primarily has been the fastball, sinking fastball, changeup, and cutter. Changeup again. So he holds it with a Foch grip, 3 fingers on the top of the ball.
Now, where is Whiteman Air Force Base? Sedalia?
Close. Yeah, it's close to Sedalia. That's where the stealth bombers are at, headquarters, but it's also the headquarters of the 135th. Went there when we were in Kansas City, and then last week down to Fort Hood, which is Galeen, Texas. That's, I believe, is the largest military installation. Largest. It's over 40 square miles, that Fort Hood.
Later in the telecast, we'll visit with Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Burson. He's personally trained over 30 pilots in command, over 100 pilots total. Some of the best aviators in the military. Popped up on the outfield grass, Jimmy Rollins.
I talked with Colonel Burson. That was at Whiteman. That was when the battalion was at Fort Hood in training. Very, very proud of the Apache. Calls it the most lethal weapon in the arsenal. The ground troops, it's one of their best friends.
The Huey, the Cobra, the Apache, you probably saw all those, huh? I liked your question. You said, well, what would happen if one of these helicopters decides to engage in battle? And basically, your interview subject said, well, they might be in some big-time trouble. Paraphrase.
Hunker down.
That's right. Adams pops out. Special night for us. Hope you're enjoying it. This one's for you.
Crable from Kansas City, Missouri. I'd like to give a special shout out to my friends and my family, especially my wife sitting in section 367, row 12, seat number 21. Muy extraño mi esposa. I love you all. Have a good day. Go Cardinals.
Well, is Jim in that section in seat number 20?
I think we are. This is Yami Crable. This is the wife of Sergeant David Crable, who just gave her the shout out. You were not expecting that, were you?
No, I was not. That's a surprise for me.
If he's watching you right now, and there's a good chance he's deployed right now, what would you say to him? What would your shout out to David be?
Hi, Amor. Thank you for serving this country. I miss you so much. I hope that you come back home safe. And I love you with all my heart. You are my hero, and we love you.
You were telling me that his dedication to his country is unmatched.
Yes, it is.
Tell me a little bit about him.
Well, he's a funny guy. He likes to joke around. He's a hard worker, and I love you, baby.
Well, I'm hoping he saw your message to him, your shout out to him. Thank you so much for your sacrifice, Yami.
Thank you, baby, for everything. We love you.
Good luck. Thanks. Dan out.
All right, Jim. Thank you. It's Delman Young here, then Ruff and Nix. Cardinals leading 3-1 in a ball game that for us takes a back seat to what we're trying to accomplish tonight.
It's very special. The sixth time we've done this, and every one of them kind of has its own elements, surprises, but I think we all get emotional.
Young retired, and he is 0 for 3. Catches the outside corner, Darren Ruff, and here it is. Lance Lynn, you look up. 96 pitches, but yet 2 outs away from giving the Cardinals 6 innings of work.
You know, Lance is so big and strong. You know, really that 100 pitch barrier should really not make a difference. Can go a lot longer if need be. And with the tough road trip coming up, particularly with the doubleheader, you know, you have to go beyond 5 innings if you're going to be a starter.
A 2-2 pitch to Ruff. The fly ball lifted out to deep right. Robinson on the move, and with his speed, he makes the catch. He's been impressive defensively for the Cardinals the last 2 nights.
Well, you mentioned that speed that he has right there. It looked like he took a false step in, but then picked up the flight and goes back under control, reaches up and just hauls it in. As I mentioned, he was always noted as the best outfielder in the Cardinal organization, and talking to the Phillies coaches, they really took note of his defensive abilities last night, particularly his speed.
One ball, 2 strikes on Lance Nix.
Lance Nix, good ball player coming off the bench on a good team.
And a ground ball that's backhanded by Adams. Nice play.
My stepson Jacob. Miss you guys. Be home soon.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Amelia Martin with the 135th ARB. Big shout out to Leandra, John, and Julianne, my squirrel posse, my dad John, and St. Louis, and Go Cards.
Afghanistan has my daddy.
Yeah, I know. That was a great sign. I just wanted to see the baby.
Molina with a fly ball for the first out. Looks like we'll go back to the young mom and the baby. Afghanistan has my daddy. My daddy has my heart.
Little girl right there. Another baby.
David Freese looks at a strike. Hard hit to Young. Fox Sports Midwest wishes to recognize its loyal Cardinal sponsors. Generously donated their time, allowing us to focus on our brave Missouri troops in Afghanistan. Thank you so much for all the years of dedicated sponsorship towards Cardinal baseball on Fox Sports Midwest and allowing us to do this tonight. Many of their family and friends are with us tonight at Busch Stadium, joined by fans at home in Missouri and all over the world, supporting our troops. So thank you so much to our sponsors. One-0 pitch to Shane Robinson. Both starters really have settled in this ballgame.
Yeah, they're taking control of this game. Just 9 hits total. Kendrick had a problem in the third, but since that time, he's set down 8 in a row.
Two and two. They're calling this Christmas in July here at the ballpark. That's the theme.
And it is the 25th of July. But other than that, I'm not sure I know why. Kendrick is due up third in the top of the 7th, so see if Charlie makes a move then. I know Charlie wants to get as many innings as can. 5 of the 7 relievers down there in the bullpen have been at AAA this year.
That's a drive into right center field. And Young gave a glance to make sure that he wasn't going to collide with Mayberry. A couple of big guys out there, put away by the right fielder.
Christy, the wife, Cora, the young one, and this is Anna, the other daughter. And Christy, you were telling me about Specialist Charles Borum, your husband. He was born to serve.
Yes, sir, he was. That's his life, that's his dream, and that's his passion.
Where did it come from, and when did you know that this was what he was meant to do, protect and serve?
From day one we met, he made it very well known he was in the military, and he needed somebody to support him.
You were telling me that all the wives and families of the folks that serve overseas, especially in the Missouri National Guard, it's like one big family. Tell me about how you guys bond.
It's indescribable, the bond that we have. I mean, true friends, true sisters, just true families coming together to support our soldiers for the greater good.
And sacrificing so much for the defense of this country. And Anna, I'm going to ask you, because there's a chance your dad is watching right now. The camera's down there somewhere, so look straight ahead. What would you tell your dad?
That I miss him and I love him and I wish he was home.
Good for you. Thank you guys for your sacrifice. Dan Al.
Thank you, Jim. 6 strikeouts for Lance Lynn. We're in the top of the 7th. 3-1 St. Louis.
How about that sign in front there? You know, these hands are praying for you, and got their kids' handprints all over that poster. It's pretty neat, isn't it?
Oh, it's awesome.
Members of the National Guard, but they live all throughout the state. A lot on the Kansas City side, but many here in St. Louis, Jeff City. I know I saw Springfield, Cape Girardeau, all points in between.
Good sinking action again from Lance Lynn.
His fastball can do a lot of things. You know, we talk about sometimes a guy's fastball being straight. You can see Lance Lynn has a little life to his. Two-seamer primarily will sink. The four-seamer get a little hop and a little ride on it. But it's that ability to keep it out of the middle of the plate, work it up and down and on the corners. Estario, left-hander, he and Papelbon are the only two that have been here all year for the Phillies. He's warming up for Charlie Emanuel, and Seth Maness is in the Cardinal bullpen. Can't bring in Seth until you got a guy on base and get a double play.
Sure, that's why he's throwing right now.
Yep.
He's been unbelievable in that regard.
Leads the National League in double plays. You know, Chris Wheels, the Phillies broadcast, tell me his girlfriend's nephew, I believe it was, that went to school with Seth, played baseball with him.
Seth from Pinehurst,
North Carolina, but then went to Eastern. You know who started Eastern? Just thought of this, the connection. The Singing Cowboy was a tremendous quarterback.
Joe West?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that Joe West?
That Joe West.
2-2 pitch to Kretz off the end of the bat. Lynn indecisive, and this was very similar to what we saw in his last start. Almost identical.
Yep.
That play.
And his reaction afterwards was kind of the thing that I think got the ear of Mike Matheny talking about body language. So you can see he's not stressing over a swinging bunt that turns into a base hit. You know, he had a better chance of going for it, but he looked to Matt Adams, and that would have been a very difficult play for Matt Adams to come in and turn around and throw to a running target, Lance Lynn covering the back.
So here is Steve Susdorf, and this will be his major league debut.
He's the young man that they called up when Brown went on the disabled list. Dominic Brown, who in the first game of the series, diving for a ball, suffered concussion-like symptoms. And so here's the major debut.
And so again with a DL that Mike Matheny was a part of with Major League Baseball, talking about this as he was going through his post-concussion syndrome. It's a 7-day DL in Major League Baseball, and the players have to go through a battery of tests and then be approved to come back and play. So Brown is on the DL, and it's one of those young players that gets a chance to come up. Can he run? We'll find out. No. Double play. 1, 4, 6, 3. The third double play turned by St. Louis. At their deployment ceremony in March, Fox Sports Midwest and the Cardinals presented the battalion. You see it in the background there, the Cardinal logo, banners autographed by the team at Fox Sports Midwest. A bunch of the broadcasters signed it, and that went with them, their deployment. So it made it to Afghanistan, along with the Hungo Award, as you see there. And with Skype, as you well know, Al, you being a technical genius that you are, sometimes it can freeze up on you.
Oh, yeah. Used it last fall in Europe.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Antonio Bastardo, our Chevy called to the pen.
As I said, he and Papelbon have been the only two relievers that have been with the Phillies all season long. All their veteran setup men all went down to injury, and so Charlie Emanuel dealing with 5 young minor league relievers down there in that bullpen, and it kind of shows in the first 2 games of this series. Having a lot of fun, aren't they?
Yeah, as he warms up, let's let Tom Mee give the troops some more shots of hopefully family and friends here tonight. Pete Kozma will lead it off for the Cardinals. Kozma singled to right, scored a run back in the third. Both teams with 5 hits. And Pete is also lined out to center. We take for granted the privilege it is to do Major League Baseball every night. We thank our troops for allowing us our freedoms to enjoy a game in the seats or at home. Certainly for us to do this as our quote-unquote job. What a life we live. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And thanks to them, we're able to enjoy this lifestyle.
So many times we've had stories of those families coming to us and saying thank you to us. Boy, this night was remarkable. What a big pickup it was for our family, or my wife, daughter, and we say, stop. Thank you for what you do.
You know, in '97 I went to Bosnia, and that was one of the things that struck me. There was 4 ball players. We went over there and we wanted to thank the troops, and everybody came up to us and was saying thank you for coming over, and they go, no, it's the other way around.
Right.
But they were just appreciative of seeing just any glimpse of what home life's about, or somebody that they knew. And at that time, there was everybody being processed into Bosnia went through a base in Hungary, and I had, we were there having beers with kids that were having their first beer in 8 months because they were already in theater, and kids that were having their last beer because they were getting ready to go into the war. And I remember one kid coming up to me and said, "Hey, Al, remember me?" I looked at him, I go, "Well, you look familiar," but he goes, "Where you bought your last 2 TVs from?" And had member saw in that base in Hungary 8 years prior was a Russian MiG base, and met a gentleman there that was from Kansas City. And then Alan Bennis and I that December were at Children's Hospital paying visits, and a dad sat there and said, "Hey, you remember me?" Said, "I met you in Tuzla." And I go, "Well, I know where we were then." And he was on emergency leave, that his daughter was sick. Everything was fine, but he got leave to come home and visit his sick daughter. But I met him over on that trip. You never know. It's a small world, and a lot of paths get crossed.
Brock Peterson, a single last night, first major league hit. Off the end of the bat into right for out number 2. So Lance Lynn, his night is through. 7 strong innings tonight. I think you hit it on the head, the baseball perspective of the storylines of this game. Number 1, can Lance Lynn pitch well, pitch effectively? Wasn't great, but all of a sudden you look up, 5 hits in 7 innings. You'll take that as Rosenthal is getting loose. And the Cardinals, Al, 6 outs away from having a homestand in which they drop 1 game, and a potential sweep of the Phillies going into a huge road trip. That has got to be big.
Well, we talked about it too, that we were a little bit worried in the sense that it was a big start not only for Lance Lynn but Mike Matheny's team in general. You don't want to look ahead. You've got to slow things down, just take 1 game at a time. You had already won this series, taking the first 2, and you didn't want them looking too far ahead to the road trip. So it's good to see them. What they've done here in the first 6.5 innings, good pitching by Lynn. He stands to be the winner, pick up his 12th victory. Mike Matheny has great confidence in all of his bullpen guys, but particularly when you get to the 8th inning, Rosenthal and Mahika, and then you can take on the 3 good teams we're going to face on the road.
So Lynn, 7 innings, 5 hits, a run. It was earned. 118 pitches tonight as Carpenter strikes out. This one's for you, the troops in Afghanistan and watching around the world tonight.
Go Cards! Beat Phillies!
Mad Hungarian, where was that at?
That was at Fort Hood. Yes, they let me on base.
Trevor Rosenthal, he is the 8th inning man for St. Louis. Could flat out bring it. Strike at the knees. Underway, top of the 8th. Jimmy Rollins. Again, will be in Atlanta tomorrow.
I tell you that when met with the entire battalion, other than the Vance team, and there were an awful lot of cheers. You know, not everybody cheered for the Cardinals. Most of them did, but there were some people from Kansas City, so they'll enjoy seeing Rosenthal, who's from Lee Summit.
Leadoff base hit for Jimmy Rollins. By the way, speaking of Kansas City, your good friend George Brett resigned before the game tonight as the hitting coach of the Royals.
You know, remember it was right here when George agreed to take over the hitting coach job. And he said at that time he'd give it a month, and then he would talk with the general manager and see if he wanted to carry on again. And it doesn't really surprise me.
Well, check swing and a foul ball.
And I say that because when George, his final year, he led the Royals in home runs and RBIs, but he said he had really nothing in common with today's players, and that was, you know, what it had to be 10 years ago or so. But you know, he married late in life, has a wonderful family, and he just wanted to be around his kids more than he wanted to be at the ballpark. And he said he'd never cheat the game, so at that time he said, I need to walk away. I think he also found that today there is so much work put in by the coaching staff that it's, you know, George is an accomplished golfer. He's a fun-loving guy, just has a great time, and I'm not sure if he really wanted to go to work. You know, he loved the hitting part, talking to people about it, doing this and that, being a very positive influence. But the day-to-day grind, I think he said, I've got better things to do.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And he struck him out. 98 miles an hour with that fastball.
Trevor, just strikeout machine. Just has that overpowering fastball, but he has really developed secondary pitches, changeup, breaking ball, all kinds of things that get hitters out. Doesn't need most of them, you know, pitching in relief. That's his 71st strikeout in less than 48 innings. Rosenthal came in tied for first in strikeouts among National League relievers. Team leader with relief innings and appearances is number 46.
Cardinals have turned 3 double plays tonight. That's been one of the stories of the game. Outfield very deep, in particular in right. Not going to catch up with that more times than not. Guy throwing 98, 99.
I don't know if you want to keep on doing it to Utley, though.
Guy like this, though, you're right. No question about it.
Veteran guys hitting over 400 the last about nearly 3 weeks on the road.
10 pitches, all have been 95 or higher. Make that 11.
Difference between 95 and 98. It's only 3 miles an hour, but to a hitter, it looks like about 20.
Yeah.
And a guy like Utley kind of cheat a little bit and say, okay, I'm looking fastball. If he throws me anything else, I'll look silly. But he's attacking that fastball and just got underneath the 99-mile-an-hour pitch.
Yeah, this is nothing fancy, is it?
Nope.
They felt that Rosenthal earlier this season, and talking with Trevor, may have gotten into a pattern of too many fastballs, especially early in the count. So they've gone with changeup, mix in a breaking ball earlier in the count. But tonight it's back to changing it up again. Force play at second. Good work again by Trevor Rosenthal. This night wouldn't happen. So we want to recognize our loyal Cardinal sponsors who have generously donated their time, allowing us to focus on our brave Missouri troops in northern Afghanistan, across the world, watching tonight. Many of their family and friends with us here at Busch Stadium, joined by fans at home and in Missouri, all over the world, supporting our troops. So to our sponsors, again, 6th time we've done this, we say thank you very much for stepping aside and allowing us to do this night in game, basically commercial free. So we really appreciate them stepping aside to do that. It means a lot to us. I know it means a lot to the troops and their families, because if they don't step aside, we can't do a lot of these shots. So thank you very much. John Jay pops it up, shallow left. 1 away. When you look ahead, they have Ruff, Nix, Mayberry. Cardinals have Mahika getting loose in the pen. Some insurance would be nice. I mentioned it earlier. Mark Zipchinski recalled. 44 innings, minor leagues. Lefties were hitting 185 against him. Another lefty's been great down there. I don't know if you've noticed the numbers for Sam Freeman.
You have told me that Sam is throwing the ball extremely well down there, and
reports have been very good on him too.
And we'll have to wait, reserve judgment until we see him here. And he's got a plus arm, but he has to throw strikes with his fastball. Remember, he couldn't throw a strike with a fastball. He could only get a slider over for a strike. And I'm sure the second time he's with the big club, he'll be that much more relaxed.
Throwing a knuckle curve. I asked him, so what do you have to do to get to the big leagues and stick? He said, throw a breaking ball. It's that simple. He said, I can throw a fastball. I've got velocity. I'm learning to locate, which is part of it as well. He said, but if I can throw a breaking ball, I could be so much more effective. He said, I just haven't been able to do it, but he's really gotten good with a knuckle curve. Craig strikes out. Look at our troops in Afghanistan.
The only guy that looks tired is the Hungo. I hope I come back in better shape. You know, when I was in Iraq, I got a leg shot off.
I remember that. One of your Hungos made the trip.
Actually, Colonel Robbins took one to Afghanistan and really had fun with his troops, where they would check it out, take me on patrol. One guy came back one day a little sheepish, and he said, all right, what happened? And that's when I got my leg shot off, but I recovered quickly.
That would be the Hungo.
The Hungo,
yes.
My alter ego, as you speak.
Strikeout of Adams. Good work by the lefty. 3-1. Special night here in St. Louis. This one's for you.
I would make that sacrifice. Could I make that sacrifice? If it came down to it, could I take the bullet? Yes, I would for you.
Wonderful night. Jim Hayes has done great work in the stands, visiting with the families and the friends of those that are stationed in Afghanistan. Al Rabaski, the Mad Hungarian, Dan McLaughlin with you, and Edward Mahika looking for save number 30 tonight.
Two little cuties. Hey, give it back.
What a night. Here's Darren Ruff. Cardinals with a lead of 3-1.
Ohika in, looking for save number 30, second in the National League. Grilly out. Hopefully he can take over top spot.
And that's out of play. You know, Mahika with 29 saves in one-run games. He's 10 for 10. Lee Smith had 20 of those, franchise record in 1992. It's a 2-run lead tonight. And it just seems like when the game is a little tighter, he's even that much better.
Yeah, usually a 1-2-3 inning, like you say. His last 10 appearances, he has 8 saves and 2 wins.
A liner into right center. The tying run will come to the plate. So Darren Ruff, leadoff hit to start the ninth.
Don't say it, Dan. Lance Nix coming up here. I saw you cringe when I said Lance Nix. You had your head down.
Oh, no. This guy, he does scare me. We've seen him with the Phillies now and Cincinnati in the past. He's had very good games against the Cardinals.
Like I said, you know, he's a good player, a good bench player on a good team. You know, the ability to pinch hit, spot a guy here and there. It comes up with some key hits when you don't want them, if you're the opposition. How deep they are, particularly in right and center.
One ball, one strike. Mahika throws hard enough, Al, where it can really set up that changeup. It's not overpowering fastballs that he'll throw at you. And Nix is 1 for 7 against Mahika, but plenty of variance in the speeds and nasty splitter, forkball, changeup, whatever you want to call it. There's your ground ball to the right side. Out there on to first and not in time, but Pete Kozma turned that very quickly as the Cardinals get the lead runner.
Pete's got an excellent arm and really quick hands as he got that throw with the runner coming down on him and return throw to first base, but ball really wasn't hit sharp enough to turn 2. He's really got a big hop there, but look how quick he is with the hands, knowing the runner's coming down on him, that get that throw over to first, but just not in time.
Here's John Mayberry. 7 home runs. He's driven in 27. This being our 6th telecast of This One's For You. The Cardinals are 2-3 on this special night, so trying to even that record up and also trying to go to 25 games above the 500 mark.
Need this one to set you up for a successful road trip.
No doubles defense for the Cardinals.
Yeah, you see when they touch the head there, nothing over your head. So play very deep. Nothing goes over your head that stays in the ballpark.
One pitch. 1-2. Cardinals have turned 3 double plays tonight. About number 4 and then 25 games above 500.
Usually when you're facing Mahika, you've got to, you still look fastball, but you adjust to that, the changeup. But when you see a hanging changeup like the last one, you got to pull the trigger. It does throw hard enough that if he throws a changeup looking for it, you can't catch the fastball. There was because the last one was very good. That one he kind of overthrew, made sure it was down. I think he has that great control. 44 innings, only 2 walks.
Amazing.
So as a hitter, you got to know you're going to see a pretty good pitch right now.
2-2 pitch.
Yeah,
he goes.
That way, Joe.
May have to buy his latest CD after that one.
Or his chest protector. See this, it comes around. Yes, he does. Just down close enough. Couldn't stop his swing. What a nice homestand. The Cardinals close this one out.
Eric Kratz, the final hole.
5-1 on the homestand. The support troops are all happy.
One strike away. That's the ball game. That's a sweep. 25 games above the 500 mark.
Club did what it needed to do. They have a 5-1 homestand. They close out this game here. You had to focus on tonight before you could take on the Atlanta Braves, Pittsburgh Pirates, and Cincinnati Reds on the upcoming road trip. This was a good team victory. Nice to see Lance Lynn get rewarded with a victory also.
First 3-game sweep of the Phillies in St. Louis since August of 2001. To the troops, wherever you may be watching, we thank you. This one's for you.